we brought some of the biggest innovations that are on display here at the show, and we're bringing them here on stage for you to see and also to ask questions as well. We want this to be interactive, so there will be an opportunity for you to put some questions to the experts on stage in a few moments' time. So the first thing we're going to do is actually throw live to the Minebea Intec stand, where I believe we have Peter. Hopefully, Peter, can you hear me? We should be able to see you on the big screens here.
Okay.
There we are. Hello, Peter. How are you doing?
Brilliant. Hi, David. Yeah, good, thanks. You?
I'm very well, thank you. So, I understand that you are prepped and ready to show us something innovative on the Minebea Intec.
Absolutely. So, of course, Sebastian is going to tell us a little bit more detail about everything. But what we wanted to show you first was, here on our stand, we have our check weigher with our new Blue HMI, which was debuted last PPMA. So this is really a story of how the innovations have progressed since we were here a year ago. So this is now our Blue HMI interface on our standard mainstream check weigher, and it's now become our standard operating system for those using Minebea Intec check weighers. So the next step in our innovation, known as MiNexx, is what we're exhibiting here today. And MiNexx is a series of weight transmitters, indicators and scales that you can see here on this front platform. Sebastian's going to tell you a lot of the advantages of this, but on here you can see a similar type of interface which already replicates the one that you're used to on the check weigher. Equally, that can be shown on other mediums such as an iPad that we have here. So as the weight changes, you can see it live on the iPad. And equally, over here, we have a touch screen showing the exact same display. And what you might recognize already from this is that the interface here on this screen looks very similar to what it did on the check weigher. So the innovation is that now with our new MiNexx series, whether you're at the beginning of the process, weighing your product from the silos, whether you're weighing the finished product on a check weigher or your final product on a scale, everything is a similar interface. And once you know how to use it, of course, the cross-training is very simple. And if you follow us around the stand a little bit too, you can see we also have weight indicators that would be used if you're weighing a silo with your incoming ingredients, for example. Every one of these has the common touch and feel of the nice new Blue HMI. Sebastian is going to tell you a lot of the advantages of this new Blue HMI system and of the MiNexx indicators in general. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of a view of what we've got here on display at the stand, and Sebastian can fill you in on some of the benefits of that.
Peter, that was terrific. Thank you, sir, for showing us through your MiNexx systems there over on the Minebea Intec stand. And in just a few moments' time, we will indeed be welcoming Sebastian to the stage. But before we do that, we've got a quick video that we're going to take a look at just to cue up Sebastian's talk. But first of all, as they say in TV, run VT. Innovation, innovation. Did you see that? It made me smile. Speaking of making me smile, please put your hands together for Sebastian Pedros. Come on up, Sebastian. Good to see you. Good to see you. Loving the puns in the video there. Come and grab a seat.
Thank you for having me.
So, as we saw a moment ago from your colleague Peter, it's an evolution from what you brought to PPMA show in 2024, and that evolution is in the direction of MiNexx. So, in your own words, just talk to us about the key sell, if you like.
Yes. I mean, as Peter explained in his presentation on the booth, we come from a world where the true measure is the true weight measure or the true inspection of product. So that's very, very important for us as a company. And Peter showed last year a little bit the dynamic world of check weighing, where there's a lot of speed involved, where there's a lot of statistic process control involved. And we've taken it to the static world of Minebea Intec as well. You can see behind us now the different electronics that will be part of the new MiNexx line, but you can also see a couple of sensors like the weighing platform you can see on the left side, or our hygienic load cells in this case. And for all the different applications, like is it a simple weighing process, controlling the weight of something, or actually tracking the weight of a silo, a tank, material flow, doing dosing, all of this can be done with MiNexx. And if you understand the dynamic world, you now understand the static world as well, because it's the same HMI.
Yeah, that consistency of user interface is really, really important for a number of factors, really, isn't it? A number of reasons why, you know, from a training, from a skilling, from a kind of onboarding point of view, having a consistent UI across the various systems on a floor is very beneficial.
It's absolutely crucial nowadays. I think in a world that gets faster and faster, we have more devices out there. It's really important that they somewhat work the same way, so that people operating with the devices have a very low time learning them. If you think about trained staff that maybe has an accident, gets out sick and can't be there to operate the machines, now you can just have somebody else working on a check weigher before that or on a different scale, jumping in, doing the same operation. And that really reduces the downtime of certain process steps and helps you save money.
Something that I've been having a lot of conversations about, sort of related to this industry, is around cybersecurity, obviously.
Yes.
And you have IT cybersecurity, but also OT, the operational technology systems. And without going into too many details, there's high-profile examples right now of why a real focus needs to be put on ensuring that systems that are on factory floors are as secure as they can possibly be. But at the same time, we're trying to open up connectivity. We're trying to ensure that you do have, for example, remote access, so that you can monitor systems, you can manage them wherever you happen to be. So how do you manage that balance between security and accessibility and convenience?
That is a really good and broad question. So there are different kind of security systems that are built into MiNexx and also the Blue HMI. First of all, cyber security. During the full development process of these product lines, the teams in research and development and product management looked at the latest guidelines from IEC and other standards out there, and they fully developed the product line within those or according to those regulations to make sure the devices are secure. I've just shown a couple of communication protocols that we use. One of it is OPC UA. So every MiNexx device has a standard OPC UA server built in it, and the communication via OPC UA on an industrial floor is encrypted and makes sure you have a very structured communication, but also a very secure communication. Then another important point for us is you have user management in MiNexx. So you can define certain roles on the floor. For example, for an operator who can access weighing data or can perform the weighing tasks. And then you have admin rights for people who can change certain things about the device, maybe calibrate it, and therefore you make sure it's safe and nobody messes with the device. And then we have an audit trail function that basically tracks everything that's changed about the device. Has somebody overloaded the scale, which could have an impact on the performance or might damage the scale. And all of this makes MiNexx really, really secure.
Okay. I'm sure that will be very reassuring for many right now. And you mentioned audit there, of course, in terms of the devices and the systems, but then just going back to the features and the benefits from a production line point of view, how does MiNexx support traceability? How does that support ensuring that knowing what goes in one point in the line is coming out the other? What systems have you got to ensure traceability through production?
I mean, first of all, it depends on how the production line wants to store information and make sure everything is traceable. What we integrated is basically almost every communication protocols you can think of. So you can communicate to any server, any weight value at any point in time, which gives you traceability throughout the process. But then we also have, different reports available in the device where you can literally look up every weighing or every product that has been weighed somewhere. You can set up different products, and as we said, we have the audit trail function to actually go back and look at the users that actually performed the weighing task in there, and this gives you a continuous traceability.
I've got a couple more questions here, but I also want to give our guests in the live demo theatre an opportunity to ask some questions too. So if you do have any questions, please do pop your hand up, and I'll run over with a microphone to make sure that everyone can hear those questions, and we have the experts here to answer them. In terms of which industries you're seeing adoption of this technology of MiNexx right now, I know it's still early days. Where are you seeing traction, and what kind of feedback have you been getting so far? Because obviously an event like PPMA show is great for getting that feedback from peers and from prospects, but in terms of the systems on the floor so far, where's been traction? What feedback have you had?
Basically we have feedback from all kinds of different industries, because weighing is everywhere. Doesn't matter if it is the food industry, if it is the pharmaceutical industry, chemical industry, everybody needs to weigh something at some point. I think with our functions in here, like the audit trail function going into the direction of GMP compliance, we for sure have a very enthusiastic feedback from the pharmaceutical industry, because it ticks a lot of boxes there. We also have a lot of great feedback from the food industry, because with MiNexx, not only the electronics, but also the bases are certified via NSF, which makes them extremely hygienic. And therefore, covering one key point of the food industry, hygienic design is also important in pharmaceutical industry and another industry. So far, I think those are the biggest ones we get the most enthusiastic feedback from.
Questions from the floor. Does anybody have a comment, an observation, or a question for Sebastian while we have him on the sofa here? I think you might have answered all of the questions in that case in your very comprehensive, and your colleague Peter's very comprehensive walkthrough. I guess the final question from me in that case would be, what's next? I don't know if you publish a roadmap or if you've had conversations about that already, but this is where you are today. It's an evolution from where you were last year. What can you say about where you're hoping to be in the next 12, 18, 24 months' time?
One other big point, or that we see as a trend, is that everybody, even though we get more globalized, everyone wants to have a solution that cover individual needs. So already today, you can set users with different languages in there. You can even exchange vocabulary in the device. So in case the device tells you you are now weighing a product, but you want to name it a material, you can just rename it. And in the future, we want to have a very simple tool and manual available that allows people to write their own software, the own weighing applications for these devices, and continue to drive this specific, tailored to your solution approach in weighing. And I think that's on the roadmap in the next 12 to 24 months, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I'm really looking forward to being able to hear about that and maybe see it in action on stage here at PPMA show, maybe next year, maybe the year after. But for now, Sebastian, thank you for sharing MiNexx and what Minebea Intec is sharing this year at PPMA Total Show 2025. And of course, do pass on our gratitude to your colleague, Peter Walker, as well. But for now, everyone, please put your hands together for Sebastian. Thank you.